All right, greetings once again to all of you out there in YouTube land. Garrett Urbanek coming to you once again with a video tip for anyone looking to either get in the industry or is in the industry and looking to either upgrade or buy your first set of speakers. Yes, that humongous investment for any DJ, your speakers. Now, most of the time when it comes to speakers, you're going to want to look at two types. You want to look at types for your wedding receptions and your wedding ceremonies. Now, we're going to be focusing more on wedding receptions during this video, but I might get into a little bit of the ceremony side towards the end of this video if I can. Now, here's what I'd like to talk to you guys about. This is specifically regarding what I was doing when I got started in the industry. When I got started, I was looking at brand name. Brand name was the big thing for me at the time because I was coming from a company that basically supplied the speakers for us. We would just go to the warehouse and pick them up. But then as I decided to venture out on my own, I had to buy my own equipment. And buying your own equipment is a humongous investment. And so I had to look at what's going to be the investment, what's going to be the return, and I also wanted to get the best bang for my buck. Now, here's where it gets interesting. When I got started, the only thing I focused on was brand name. I wanted this one particular brand name. Now, I was used to this brand name from the other company that I worked with because of the fact that that's who we utilized. Now, this brand name is still around, and they're very great. They do an amazing job on their speakers. And I worked very hard to get these speakers. Now, I've used these variations of these speakers for many years. But then something hit me. And it's really done a great job for me, especially over the last, must be 7 years now, where I looked at it from a perspective of I need to listen to the quality of every speaker I buy from a perspective of my audience. That's what I wasn't doing. I was focusing on brand name. I wasn't focusing on how does it feel to the audience when they're standing at the prime location between my speakers and themselves, and is it comfortable for them to listen to my speakers at a decent level? So what I did was I went to this company that sells these speakers, not online, an in-store situation, and I sat down and I listened to many speakers, pretty much every speaker they had there, and then I compared that to the speaker that I currently had. And here's where it gets funny. So if I'm listening to the speaker and I don't have my speaker like right up to this, my ear right up to the speaker, I'm actually standing at the primo point. If I'm standing there and it's at a decent level and it starts hurting my ears, like I'm going like, even just a little bit, I started to sway away from that speaker. And lo and behold, the speakers that I had just recently purchased, I was doing that. But then I was introduced to a pair of speakers that were less money, like by half, if not more. And I could stand there at the same location, at the same levels, and honestly, they were so comfortable to the ear, it was ridiculous. So I purchased these speakers, and I've been using them ever since. I got rid of the higher price speakers that I was using and using these lower price speakers, and I was getting better results and better recommendations from my clients because I was using these speakers. For example, my last wedding I did, the mother of the bride came up to me and said, listen, you were amazing, and here's why. For one specific reason. The DJ that was at the wedding that we previously went to like a week before, that particular DJ was playing music so loud during dinner that it was killing our ears. And so by the time we got to the reception, everybody's ears were ringing. And she told me, even at the loudest level during the reception, during the dancing portion, I could stand in front of your speakers, talk to people, and yet still feel comfortable. So when you're buying your speakers, I would recommend stand at a distance away, and I would say probably about maybe 4, 5, 6 feet, and have them turn the speakers up maybe about 75%, and flatten line the EQ. So flatline their EQ, and then just have them play a song. And if it's comfortable to you all the way through, even the top end, then that's a good speaker. But if it's a speaker that's where the high end is really hitting hard and it hurts your ear, that's not a speaker to purchase, because you got to look at it from a perspective of your audience, not based on your brand name or based on what you think is the most important thing, which a lot of times is, for a lot of us, brand name. Now, with regards to your ceremony, it's a little bit different, because ceremony, the music is usually played a little bit lower. It's more background music. So you can get speakers that if you push them really hard, they might hurt the ear a little bit, because you're not pushing as much power through those speakers. You might actually pull back a little. You can actually pull way back on those. And in fact, I use these little, they're 50 watt, they're called custom speakers. They're about this big, by about that tall, by about that deep. And they have an EQ built right into the back, and so I don't even have to play those suckers really loud. I even use just one, and it fits perfectly for a ceremony. So, but with that, guys, I hope that this helps, and please make sure to test your speakers in store before you buy, so then this way you can make sure that those speakers are the best possible speakers for your audience. Okay? But with that, folks, I'm going to get out of here, and I hope you guys have a great party, and I'll see you at your next party. See ya.